for the second demo about the DWC modeling, I would like to showing you how to create a data flow where to unit the current sales order from my S4HANA cloud and then achieve historical sales order from my S3 and eventually persistent order of the sales order as a local table, as a fact table in this case. If you remember, for the live sales order, they are maintained in the S4HANA cloud. Here was the order of the sales order reside in my S4HANA cloud in this case. And then for order of the book, it have belonged to the product group books. And then you may ask me, well, what CDS view should I use to check the sales order in this case? To find out the right CDS view, core data service view, you need to open the extendability and how portal for S4HANA, and then just go to the CDS view, and then basically SAP have predefined a list already to use of the CDS view, organized by module here. The one we're looking for is sales order. There we go to the sales module and orders and contract management, and then it's not that difficult. You can find out where you should look into the sales monitor and analyze, and then sales documents, and then the right CDS view to check the sales order document lines is this C sales document item DEX1 in this case, and then it's ready is a category as a consumption. And then you can look at the more detailed information because we only interested on the sales order. So therefore, later on we will need to apply the filter to filter by the document category equal to C in this case. Once you have identified the right view to check the sales order from S4HANA, just simply copy the view name and go to the S4HANA cloud and open the View Browser app and search by the CDS view name, where you can find all of the details about this view, the definition of this view with the field by field sales document, document item in details. And then you can look at the annotation. The annotation it's very important, which define whether the view will be listed in the DWC. So this is the very important one. The data extraction enable equal to true, as well as the delta capture, the mapping has been available as well in this case. And for the archive history data, I have the sales archive CSV where reside in my S3 bucket. And then you have the following schema: the order ID, order date, book ID, quantity, and net amount. Now, let's create a data flow with Data Builder together. Navigate to Data Builder. And this time, we will navigate to the data flow. To create one, click New Data Flow. First of all, let's look at the available source system. Now, as you can see, our S4HANA Cloud is listed as well as S3. Check the S4HANA Cloud first. You'll find a list of CDS view with exactly the same structure as you see over here in the help portal. And then you can find out the right one. Go to the SD and then says Analyze. And the view where the using is document item extraction. This one. You can simply drag and drop the view, and then you start to do the using the operator to do the modeling. Let's look at the S3, the source table, and then as you can see, our sales archive CSV is also already as a source. To save the time, I already created one. Now I would like to walk you through in the details. So as this data flow, we have two sources. One is from the S4. That's the one S4 data extraction we have learned. And then in order to having the right data for the sales order, we have applied a filter by the document category equal to C. And also I would like to filter by the product books on the items as well, where my product group equal to books. And then as you can see, you're listing all of the available column. And one more important thing to be able to run it successfully is you need to have revised the setting. The chunk size by default is 10,000. You need to reduce into the 1,000. And the second step for my CDS view is I do the projection. The reason is because eventually I need to be able to union these two tables together. If you remember, we have a CSV for the order sales order, and in this one we're having the only 5 column. I will just show you the schema. Therefore, we will need the same schema to doing so. Okay, that's the data from the sales archive, only 5 column, and then therefore we do the projection to having the same. So the order ID is from the sales order document, and then the order date is from the document date, and quantity is the order quantity, and the net amount is from the net amount. And here the book ID is from the product, so from the product number, and then we apply some expression. So for the product, you always start with a B and then the book ID. So therefore, we will just create a subtraction. Start from the second. We just remove the capital, the leading B in this case, and then therefore we rename it as a new column, book ID. And with that, and then we can do the unit by union all of them together, and then do the mapping. So the mapping is having the same schema here now, and order ID to order ID, and one by one in this case. And as a result, we persistent the final result into a local table, where this local table we name it as all book sales, and it is a fact table, and then we say it's stored as a local table, and then because this is you can run this for multiple times, so you can say I would like to, before I persistent the data, I truncate the existing data and then to fill in the new data in this case, and that will allow me to run multiple times. And then you can just click save, and then the status will become deployed in this case. Let's save. Now you're ready to run this data flow. Just click run, and then you can check the status by navigate to the data flow monitor, where you open the data integration monitor in this case. Now as you can see, my data flow has been running. It will take a few seconds. It depends. Now it started to run. Now as you see, our execution has been complete. Now the status is marked as complete. And then you can check the metrics. Now as you can see, as a result, I have 24,000 records from my S4HANA CDS view, and then around 248,000 records, 22,000, and the total would be positioned as here. And then now let's going back to the DataFlow builder to preview the final result. As you can see, here was the final order of the book sales order combined the sales order from S4HANA as well as the archive history sales order from S3 are listing here in this case. Instead of manually run the data flow, you also can have a chance to schedule around to go to the data integration monitor, data flow monitor, and then click create a new schedule to doing so, and select, and then you can select how often to run, every date to run. It depends your requirement.